Now, good morning. I'm going to go through the homework corrections from yesterday, first thing. And as usual, if there's anything that I do that you don't understand, and on a second view of the video you still don't understand what's happening, just let me know in the comments in Google Classroom and I'll go through it. So, question 6a, we're being asked to find the equations of lines in the form y equals mx plus c. So this is the format where we use the slope and the y-intercept. So in part A, we're told a point, which is 3, 4. Oh, they didn't actually give us the y-intercept. And the slope m equals -2. So we don't actually know the y-intercept. There's a couple of different ways we could do a question like this. We could draw a diagram, place the point, I'll do a very quick sketch here, place the point 3, 4, and then find another point using my slope. My slope is -2, so rise over run, but it's going downhill, right? So I go down 2 and I go over 1, and then I could draw my line, I could sketch my line backwards. I'm just doing a very quick diagram here to show you how I could do it, and I could work out the y-intercept, and then I could fill into this formula. But what I'm actually going to need to do when they give it to me like this is use my formula. And my formula is y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1. So I fill into this formula y minus 4 equals -2 by x minus 3, and then I multiply everything out. Y minus 4 equals -2x plus 6. Now, yesterday we learned about filling into this formula and we were bringing everything over to this side equal to 0, but I can't do that this time because I want y on its own, and everything else on the other side. Okay, so that's what we're being asked to do in this question when they asked us for our lines in this particular format. Okay, how do we do that then? I leave y where it is. I leave my -2x where it is. I leave my +6 where it is, and I bring my -4 over to make it a +4. So we've got y equals -2x, like terms here, plus 10. You can see here from our diagram actually that it probably was going to intercept somewhere around 10 up here, if I'd done that a little bit straighter. Okay, so that's the first part. Let's take a look at part B. We're given the point A, which is -2, 5, and the slope m, which is 3. I'm going to use the same formula as before. This is my point, so it's x1, y1, and I'm filling into y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1. Filling into this formula, we get y minus 5 equals 3 by x minus a -2, gives me a +2. Multiply out my brackets, 3x plus 6, and leave everything on this side because of the form that we want it in. Y is equal to 3x plus 6 plus 5, and that simplifies to y equals 3x plus 11. And I hope you'll agree that both of those answers are in the form y equals something times x plus a number. Y equals something times x plus a number. Okay, moving on to question 7. Now it's just asking us to find the equation of a line through 2 points. So I've got 4 minus 6 for the first point and 8, 8 for the second point. They didn't specify what format to leave my line in, so the default is everything on one side equal to 0, and that's how we're going to answer this. But before I can do that, x1, y1, x2, y2, label my points, I need to find the slope. So my slope formula says that it's the difference between the y values, the rise, divided by the difference between the x values, which is the run. Filling into that formula, I get y2 minus a minus 6 divided by x2 minus x1. And that gives me 14 over 4, which simplifies to 7 over 2. Okay, so I've got a fraction in my answer now. Next I need to, so this is m, fill into my equation of the line formula, which is y minus y1 equal to m by x minus x1. So we did need to use the rules that we learned yesterday about when we have a fraction slope. I've got y minus a minus 6 plus 6 equals m 7 over 2 by x minus x1. Now satisfy yourself that I've filled into the formula the way you would expect there. And let me know if there's anything you don't understand. Okay, the next step. I need to split up this fraction. So the bottom number, 2, will go with the y side. This is what we wrote down in our notes yesterday. And the top number, the 7, will stay with the x side. Stays here. So the bottom number of the fraction will always go to the y side, and the top number of the fraction will always go to the x side. I understand that we're learning that off at the moment without maybe fully understanding it. And after today's lesson, we're actually going to go back and do a little bit more algebra so that I can explain to you where these are coming from. So I have 2 times y plus 6 equals 7 times x minus 4. And that gives me 2y plus 12 equal to 7x minus 28. And what did I say? I said everything over to one side equal to 0, which gives me minus 7x plus 2y plus 12 plus 28 equal to 0. Simplify it by adding like terms, and then finally change the signs, which I just failed to do. I changed one and not the others. Change the signs so that x is positive. So I have a plus 7x, a minus 2y, and a minus 40, and that's my answer. Let's look at part B. Similar kind of question. So for part B, I'm using the points 3 minus 5 and 6, 10. Again, I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. And the very first step is to find my slope. As you're getting used to doing these, please write down the formula every single time that you use it. I'm aware that some of you will ignore me and not do it, but it really will be to your benefit if you do. So when I fill in, I've got 10 minus a minus 5 plus 5 divided by 6 minus a plus 3, 6 minus 3, which gives me 15 over 3, and that simplifies to 5. So this one will be easier, there won't be any fraction in the answer. Then I'm filling into the equation of the line formula, y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1. Write it down, say it out every time. You need to learn these formulas off. Need to, they're in the log tables, but yes, I really think that your lives will be much easier if you learn them off. So y minus a minus 5, y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1, x minus 3. There's nothing to come over to this side or to multiply by this side, so I've got y plus 5 equals 5x minus 15, everything to one side, minus 5x plus y plus 5 plus 15 equal to 0, simplify, plus 20, and change the signs. Could you when I'm talking, I forget to change the sign. Could you skip some steps, do you think? Add this as you move it over? Absolutely you could. So if you understand what you're doing really well and you want to take some shortcuts, that's fine. You don't need to write down every single step. So those are our 2 answers there. Okay, so that's the end of the homework corrections, and now we'll move on to a little bit of classwork. Thank you.